Can we have an honest conversation to what every parent should pay attention to? Not every friend your child likes is a friend your child needs. Because sometimes the biggest influence on a child's mindset is not their parents, but the people they spend the most time with. Children learn from what is seen, what is celebrated. They learn what gets attention. They learn what gives someone importance. And this is why parents need to pay attention to the kind of friends their children keep. Especially friends who believe their value come from what they own. The ones who believe that having expensive phones, designers, going to expensive schools, coming from a rich background is what makes them better than everyone else. Because slowly, without realizing it, they can teach your child a dangerous lesson. They can teach your child that your worth is measured by what you have. And that is a mindset that can follow someone for the rest of their life. A child who grows up believing that possession is what defines them may struggle when life teaches them that money and status are not permanent. What happens when the clothes are no longer near? What happens when someone has a more expensive phone than them? What happens when they enter a room where they are no longer the richest or the most admired? If their confidence was built over things, what happens when those things disappear? What happens when they enter a room that recognizes talent more than wealth, more than material things, more than what you have? What happens? What happens when those things disappear? I know by now you're saying, God forbid, but the truth is, what happens? What happens when they disappear? What happens when those things are no longer there? Anyways, it's good we forgive it. It is not our portion. Yes, it is not our portion. But in life, what happens? Another friend to be careful about is the ones who start every conversation with comparison. Yeah, the friends that start every conversations with comparison. When your kids are together with other kids, you start hearing, do you know how much my parents bought this for? My house is bigger. My school is better. My clothes are more expensive. My family knows important people. Like, every conversation becomes a competition. Every conversation becomes a competition. And in all of this, the problem is not ambition. Yeah. The problem is not ambition. There is nothing wrong in wanting to be successful. There is nothing wrong in wanting to succeed. Yeah. But the problem is when success becomes a criteria, a reason to look down on others. Because I know most parents will tell you, yeah, it's going to challenge them to grow. But have you thought of their mental health? Have you thought of how they will cope knowing that another person is greater than them? Have you thought of how they will grow up? Like how they will grow, realizing that, oh, my father is not one of the richest. Have you thought of how they will grow, realizing that they cannot afford some things that their mates have? Have you thought of that? Have you ever thought of that? So what are they going to do? How are they going to manage it? How will they take it? Because a child who constantly compares his or herself to others will grow up into an adult who is never satisfied. Yes, ungrateful child. That child grows up to a child who is never contented, who is never satisfied with whatever he or she has. There will always be someone richer, someone more successful, someone with more connection, someone with more opportunities. If your child's happiness depends on being above others, if your child's happiness depends on being above others, they will grow up chasing positions they can never maintain. And let's talk about another dangerous influence. A friend who measures friends. A friend who measures people by class. The ones who decide someone's value based on where they live, what they wear, or how much they have. Because once a child starts seeing people through the lens of status, they stop seeing people through the lens of character. And any kid like this usually fall into problem. Yeah, they usually fall into the wrong hands because they stop asking, is this person kind? Is this person trustworthy? Am I safe with this person? Provided cash is flowing, provided they feel you have it, they feel they are safe with you, they feel like you are the kind of person I should grow with. And you see, this kind of children, the only thing in their mind when they meet people is, what can this person offer me? And you see this kind of mindset, it can destroy empathy. It can destroy empathy. That is why we have so many bad leaders. And they are still raising kids that will still become bad leaders in the future because they believe that everything is about what you have, everything is about benefits, everything is about who is your father, who are you. They believe that. They stop seeing people. They stop seeing people for who they are. They stop seeing people through the lens of character. But they start seeing people, they start measuring people by status. And they are usually the prey. They are usually the prey because they always fall into the wrong hands because they're always after class. They're always after class. They are the easiest to manipulate. They are the easiest to destroy. And likewise, them also, they grow to become nuisance in the society. All because they feel like power is everything. Once you don't have power, once you don't have influence, once you don't have affluence, you don't deserve to live. And this is where society starts having a problem because we are creating a generation where many people feel pressured to look successful before they actually become successful. Everybody wants the results, but nobody wants to respect the process. Everybody wants the lifestyle, but nobody wants to go through the discipline, the process, patience, sacrifice, and the years of hard work it takes to build that lifestyle. And this is one of the reasons why we see some young people getting involved in things they shouldn't. Because they are trying to meet a standard that takes years to build. But they want it immediately. Train your child, make sure you train your child that they should be contented. It is not everything your child wants that you give your child. Even if you have everything, at least make them at times believe that you don't have it. Make them believe that you don't have it so that they will know that in life it is not a must that you can afford everything. And when a child can actually get everything he or she wants, when it is no longer there, when they can no longer afford it, you see them thinking they are behind in life. They believe they are behind in life. And the thoughts, I need to catch up, I need to prove that I have it. I need to prove that I have arrived. I need to prove myself. I need people to see that I have made it, comes in. And when society celebrates appearance more than character, some people become desperate enough to take shortcuts. And let me be clear, not everyone who wants a better life will make bad decisions. And not everyone with luxury is pretending. There are so many hard-working people who have earned what they have. But the dangerous mindset is when children grow up believing that looking successful is more important than becoming successful. Then we raise adults who are ready to sacrifice integrity just to maintain an image. And sometimes parents mostly contribute to this unknowingly. Yes, parents mostly contribute to this unknowingly because you see your child come back from school and tell you, start listing what the friend has. My friend has this, my friend has that, my friend wears this, my friend travels here. And instead of teaching values, we respond, don't worry, we will get you something better. But have we ever stopped to ask as parents, are we teaching our children gratitude? Are we teaching them patience? Are we teaching them that their worth is not attached to what they own? Because at times, in trying to give our children the best, we end up teaching them that what they have is what makes them better. Unknowingly. You do this unknowingly. When you do this, if you might not know. And that lesson is dangerous because a child should be proud of their achievements, not what they own, not the car their father drives, not the home they live in, not the location they find themselves, not what they can afford, not what they can eat, not where their parents took them to, but they should be proud of what they have. They should be proud of their achievements, but they should never believe that they are better than someone else because of what they possess. The friends your child keeps is important. It matters. The friends your child keep matters. The conversations they hear matters. A child who learns that character is more important than class becomes an adult who can succeed without losing themselves. Parents, we have to be careful about the standards we promote, because the society we complain about tomorrow is being shaped by the kind of children we raise today. Let's raise children who dream big, but also understand that success is built, not displayed. Let's raise children who appreciate nice things, not worship them. Because at the end of the day, a person's greatest access will never be what they own. It will always be who they become. As parents, we need to teach our kids something different. We need to teach our kids something different. Teach them that nice things are good. Yeah, nice things are good. But they are not what makes someone valuable. Nice things are good, but they are not what makes someone valuable. Teach them that a person's character is more important than their appearance. Teach them that intelligence, kindness, humility, character, and discipline will take them further than any designer will. Because the friends your child keeps today can influence the person they become tomorrow. And this video is not about telling your child to avoid everyone who has money or nice things. No, it is not about telling them to avoid people who has money or nice things, people who are well-to-do. This video is not about it. This video is not about it. Connection matters. It is not about it. Because having success is not a problem. Having success, being successful, being in the midst of successful people, it is not a problem. It is not a bad thing. But the problem is arrogance. The problem is believing that possessions make someone superior. A child can have luxury and still have humility. A child can be successful and still respect others. But if the people around them constantly teach them that worth comes from what they own, they may grow up chasing things while losing the qualities that truly matters. So, parents, pay attention. Don't only ask, who are my child's friends? Also ask, what values are these friends introducing into my child's life? Because sometimes the people around your child are shaping their future more than you realize. So, today is a good day to do the needful. Ndị Igbo say, na mgbe onye jide ụra bụ ụtụtụ ya. So, that means whatever time a man wakes, that is the man's morning. Whatever time a man wakes, that is his morning. So, don't mind me, I'm not good with adages. I just wanted to, So, if you enjoyed what you watched and you want to see me again, do well to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If not, you might not see me again. Bye.